Hi everyone, this is a Vissim video and I would like to talk about today dynamic 3D signs or how to make a 3D signs dynamic so it changes over the simulation depending on certain conditions. Before I get on with that, I would like to say thank you for everyone who commented, liked and also subscribed to any of my previous videos, and especially the people who subscribed on Patreon or as a YouTube member to support me with a few dollars a month. So the idea behind the dynamic pre-design is you can use certain conditions in an attribute modification, and with that attribute modification you can update certain attributes that is linked in the free sign. So the free sign will show the attribute value always as you update it. So the way this model is set up is that I have a short link, the link number 1, where I placed a 3D information sign. If you open that, let me not go into detail of all settings. You can watch a previous video on the information sign. So you just need to create a new content, an attribute value. And there you select name. Just go down and select name. And also important that the reference object type is link. So we want the name of links. And the reference object is 1. Again, this is important because we are checking link number 1. Basically, that's it. All other setting is just visual. So you click OK. The other thing you need to do now is to set up attribute modifications. So you can access that by going to Actions and Attribute Modifications and click plus to create a new one. When you create a new one, the first thing you need to do is you need to select object type as links. Then the target attribute is a name because we want to update the name attribute for the links or of the links. You can do any other attribute you want. Just since I don't really use name for anything else, I use that. You can also create your own user-defined attribute, and you can keep updating that. Just make sure that you're aware that some attributes are numerical, so you can't use that to use for text. You want to use an object filter. You don't want to keep updating every single link in the network, so you just want to make sure that your attribute modification only modifies the link that you use for information sign. So since that is link number 1, I just put 1. So basically whatever I do, that will only update link number 1. I will click formula because I want to formula. I will create a condition that will check the number of vehicles on that link. And if that number of vehicle is more than 0, so that means there is a vehicle on that link, I will update the information. I will update the link's name attribute. Because what I want to achieve is, let's say you leave a car park, you have a car park, and when a vehicle leaves, you just want to show something that thank you for visiting or whatever, but you can use that. So the way you can put an if together is you click first functions to select the if function. You can also type it yourself, so you don't need to use this. As you can see, the if has 3 inputs: conditional branch, outputs W if B is true, outputs F is B false. So B is your condition, V gets out, W get outputted if the condition is true, and F when the condition is false. So let's OK that. As you can see, it has this empty one here. So let's click at the first input. You can select the attribute yourself. So you go here, we go down to vehicles, and you click on the little plus icon. Make sure that you don't come There is no vehicle here, so just make sure that you come all the way to the bottom. Open up vehicles and click count. So this will count the vehicle number, the number of vehicles on that link. And it already automatically puts in the count vex in brackets the way it with the syntax it needs to be. And then here I just add greater than 0. So if the count of vehicles is greater than 0, then the condition is true. So it will output what I put here. I just put in brackets because it's a string that I want to output, or a text, in other words. So I can just say, thanks for visiting. But in the second or the third input, that is outputted if the condition is false. So that means the number of vehicles is not more than 0. So 0. I don't use just empty brackets to output basically nothing. It's the same as in Excel. Again, if you want to have an empty cell, just put empty brackets. But I add spaces, as many as it result in the same amount of space as the text you want, because otherwise the 3D sign would be tiny, even when the name is empty. So I want to make sure that I output a long enough empty spaces so the sign stays big. So it will look like that something is just being displayed. So let's have a look then how it works or what it does. I just delete the stuff I made. So I OK that. If I go to 3D, because it's a 3D sign, I start the model. As you can see, the name attribute is empty at the moment. I also can open links. I select one. With the length of that link number 1, you can define where do you want to detect vehicles. So for the sign to present the information you want to show. You can see the name field, the name attribute is empty. So your sign is empty. But as you can see, it is wide, quite long, because of the empty spaces I put in brackets. So now, if I start running the model, a vehicle should appear now. And as you can see, let me just put, it's already here, count vehicles. How can you add that to see? You just open with the wrench icon and you go to the bottom, vehicles, and just click this. And then it will add it. Yeah. And you can see it's 0, so the number of vehicle is 0. So once the vehicle arrives, you can see the count vex goes up to 1. And in the next simulation step, the attribute modification actually updates the name attribute for the link. And now it says thank you for visiting. And once the vehicle passes, just look here, it becomes 0. And in the next step, it updates it to nothing. As you can see here, because it sees also 1 here in the attribute modification. Remember, we use that object filter so you can make it more accurate here. Probably you can just either do something like number is smaller than 2. And if you want to avoid any other link with those 1 in it, then 0. So I think this way only that one single link. Let me just do this update. So if I go back here, after stopping the simulation, so I just add that. And if I go back to links, you will see this, the update will be gone. And as you can see here, when I double click on it, you can see the amount of spaces it's already there. So let's run it now again. So vehicles should come. Thank you for visiting. And as you can see, it doesn't update it anymore. And another vehicle should come, and it works like that. So just be aware that when you do these filters, you might need to play with it, or you need to check to be absolutely sure. Just maybe do that instead of just put one. And you just need to know this condition. It is also, I think, can be useful in any other cases when you want to do other things. So you can output the number of vehicles on that link. You can output any other information basically as it changes over the simulation. If there is anything that you can calculate as the model runs. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section below. I think it was useful to do some troubleshooting as well, how to deal with the extra filtering. And if you like, just please comment, like, and subscribe. It would help the algorithm a lot. And if you want to support me, just head to my Patreon and YouTube membership, sign up for a few dollars a month, and see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.